If you want to make Afro House grooves like this, then you're in the right place, because today we are going to learn how to make Afro House like pros. Hoping one of the most important thing for an Afro House track is the groove. Most of the time, techno and house genres, I would actually put low and higher, but when it comes to Afro House, no, it is the groove, okay? We're gonna start with a simple soft kick. This is coming from my smooth kick pack. Sounds like this. Right, soft round kick. For the Afro House, not always, but many tracks utilize this offbeat hit. You will recognize this immediately. Right, easiest way to do it actually the kick and tom, and then layering with the organic percussions on top. So a tom sound, a simple sound, like a clappy sound. Found this one. Right? So we delay the first hit, so it's not right on the offbeat, the half, and the second one is on the half offbeat. You hear this? My Latin American friends, they probably know this rhythm by heart. It just makes your body move, but this is too contained, so we need kind of a percussion on top, especially organic percussions. Finding a percussion loop that already has some kind of character in it. Found this one on Splice. Listen to this. A lot of organic elements, but I'm already hearing the first part, tack tack. Right here, I'm already hearing shaker hit and tack tack. Like this part, I can just probably repeat it on and on again. Right? As we have the kick, we don't have all that low end for that percussions. I would rather have this like above 100 Hz area to actually layer my tom and kick. They already have quite a bit low end, so that everything sits a bit better together. Now you may wonder, where's the clap, where's the snare? You can indeed layer this one also with the snare that coming in the usual offbeat all the time. Especially rim type of snares actually goes very well with this sound. I have this rim sound coming from my Debian analog drums. There are really good rims there. Perfect, isn't it? But I want to make it a bit more organic as well, adding a bit of vocoder. Like this, together. With that. It just gives that initial transit on top. Now, can you put still clap on the offbeat here? Yes, you can. Let me show it. I don't want it probably for this one, but it's completely fine layering this one right where clap belongs, something like this. Right? It still works without damaging too much our original groove. You can also get away without using it. So in this case, I'm gonna keep it without. Then once you have the low end groove, you definitely need high end groove. So now high end, when it comes to Afro House, the one mistake that I see a lot of people do, they put tons of different shaker loops, hi-hat loops on top of each other, and it turns into this mushy groove because all these little loops will have slightly different groove and they end up on this big mash that doesn't give you that danciness. Get a shaker loop that you enjoy and have a slight organic feel. I found this one. Classic, right? There are tons of shaker loops that will sound like this. And if I play it together now, you will notice it's already working. Can we make it work even more in line with our groove? Yes, we can. The one thing I would like to do first, if you listen, it's a bit too heavy on the high mid, so let's remove them a bit and make it a bit higher. Much more splashy, right? This is more tasting, to be honest, than mixing thing. Even though it opens up the other shakers or other percussions a bit more, you would use a bit this. But trick over here is actually expanding side chaining or creating a volume automation. What do I mean by that? Do you remember that the part? So what if we make our shakers react to our toms? How can you do that? Go for external and pick those percussions that we had. 7. The change we will make is going to the expand mode. So when those drum hits come in, our hats also get louder. So creating the very similar kind of tap reaction to the sound. Do you hear that? It's basically expanding, increasing the gain when those drum hits come in. There's an easier way to do this. In the modern days, you can use any volume modulation tool you have. In this case, I'm using duck. Those hits are like boom, here, boom, bum, bum, and then there's the one initial here. I will say dum, da, da, dum, da, da, and ducking the sound a lot later on. If I do it 100%, so exaggerating that ducking and boosting part, yeah, this is it, right? This is the tone effect. I never like to use it that much. The idea is keeping it subtle, keeping it, otherwise it will be just like everything doing the same thing all the time. It gets a bit boring. Like this. I like to do it together so that I can hear. If you are enjoying the video, please consider like and subscribe. It really helps a ton and I will make more videos like this for you. Now, this is the fundamental. This is the core of Afro House track, creating this type of groove. Especially if you are going for dance Afro House. Like there's also like the more emotional Afro House that has a bit less groove but more like chords and vocals on top. I'm going a bit more groovier, dancier Afro House for this tutorial. You don't need to use that all the time. I will say this is more like core. But when the things get hotter, you can actually introduce a 16 type of hats. I'm adding a bit noise on top. And again, I really want the really top end of this. And together. Remember, the moment that you add this exciter head, I call them, is the groove turns a bit more like 16 style, more driving groove. So I'm not expecting to use this 16 or exciter head all the time. I'm going to probably use this on the like drop, maybe a part of a drop where the energy really, really goes up. For me, this is more danceable, this is more exciting. I'm going to duplicate this one more time so that I have a 4-bar loop. The important thing about Afro House is creating also this bed of sounds, like a blanket that warms everything up. It's really important, so your pad work will be important. Many Afro House track will utilize pianos. And pianos will be not like playing all the time, but simple chord progressions. If you are having trouble with the chord progressions, use chord progression tools like scaler. What you are looking for is kind of the minor progressions. Remember, not overdoing, like not too many chords. So in this case, I have this one. Right? This is very emotional. Together, it will already create quite a bit of ambience, even though it's very dancey. This alone is not enough. You still need kind of this blanket that I was talking about. So our original chord progression is this, right? This really string-like solina sound from our trio. Now we have this suddenly. Of course, all the pads are sidechained to kick. So we can still feel this pumping. A vinyl crackle on top so that we can feel that old school vibe, right? Like this. Important thing for Afro House, it's almost to the point that it's kind of overdone but still works, is that exciter synth plucks. In many ways, you will see just this. People just taking a plug sound, right? Rolling it. In many times, it's just like this. Just this. The problem with this, it's overdone, it's everywhere, but more importantly, it kind of doesn't work with when you have the groove. What you want to do, create a groove with your plucks too, so that you have the similar vibe. In this case, something like this. Listen now. In the parts that you want to actually have more energy and create a drama, you can actually automate these plucks. You can add a bit more reverbs, open it up, make it longer, so it turns like this. More reverb, like going up. And bring it down. This will help you control the energy and feelings a bit better. Now, that plugs can have a layer. You don't need to do always, but you can actually lay it with like the voices or the kind of more organic sounds. Okay, how to make that plug sound? It's quite straightforward. You want to grab a super tight envelope. In this case, I'm using multiple oscillators. So you could actually do it with a single oscillator. Then it will be very in the center. You can open it up slightly, detune it with the same octave, but 2 unison. Maybe open it up a bit more. It's detuning itself a bit more, phasing in and out. And you see, I don't have any effects. Effects are mainly coming from first sidechain to kick. So we have this pumping and a vintage reverb. Now, like I said, you can make this a bit more pronounced by adding another sound. This is just a low from zero, nothing else. Again, very tight. Again, very tight envelope with the 4-month filter. No effects. And then sweeping up the lows. So they layer together nicely. Together. Cool, isn't it? I know I'm really diving in deep into this ambience and atmosphere, but it's important for Afro House. It is the vibe, it is the danceability, it is like this grooviness, it's like this emotionalness. That's what hits you when you listen to this type of tracks. This is one preset that's everywhere that I use, probably overusing in my tracks. It's like almost every track I made. It's from the Slick preset pack, and it's actually utilizing spectral on 2 different voices. It's one like long bright angels and the other one the chord angels with quite a bit of effects like phasers, flangers, equalizer, filters, chorusing and another equalizing. This is actually kind of a bit slightly atonal. Like it has G, but then there's like a, I think the 7th third on top of the original spectral sound. So it creates this kind of single note blanket, like a warmth in the track. Listen to this. Do you hear it how warm this is? You can actually, in the parts, like cut the highs, create this really ethereal ambience with this. Like I said, I love this sound so much, and this can be like hard to hear what's there. Create this kind of really nice ambience. So this track is already almost there, but I would consider like adding a slight bass, sustained bass, so that we can hear the progression also on the low end. But we do really to follow the bass notes, right? Nothing too fancy, nothing too complicated. Finding a sustained bass sound. In this case, again, going for my Silk preset. Silk has a lot of Afro House style track. If you really need this type of sounds, plucks, leads, everything, the Silk is it. Like, it has everything. Like I want this line of warm, slightly vintage analog style sound, slight movement on the right, but it's really just one single bass sound. And sidechain the kick. This is everything you need almost. The thing that now you need is actually arranging this in a way that it makes sense, and the arrangement comes with the vocals. And when it comes to vocals, I actually suggest you to work with a vocalist. Working with vocals makes everything much more fun because vocalists also can help you with the songwriting, where to put what and the lyrics and so on and so forth. So the vocal I have is this. It's from extremely talented artist from Belgium. She's called Loud. Amazing voice, amazing songwriting as well. So we have this.
You got me hypnotized, day and night on my mind. Oh yeah, you're so fine. I think I'll let you decide. Just know I'm in it, no way I'm skipping, cause you got me hypnotized.
The moment I hear these vocals, I knew already that we go right into this vocal in a break. Why? The vocals are amazing. You want to put these vocals right in front of people's face so that we can actually make them really get hooked and also wondering about the rest of the track. It's extremely important. What we do is another chop, just creating this kind of chopping a loop that was slightly different so that we have this kind of background going on too. Again, another ambience. Immediately for the vocals, we are creating this. What we are doing, using the verse vocals as a hook and just automating them. And going right into the vocals because again, Afro House track, people really want strong hooks and emotions. So you have to give them immediately. Then you build upon that. Like here. This part is the arrangement course kind of style. So what we do, go into the small breakdown. Afro House tracks are very dancey, so you don't want too much non-danceable part. And in the breakdowns, you oftentimes have drums. So what we do, go in a small breakdown.
You got me hypnotized, day and night on my mind.
Keep that synth.
Oh yeah, you're so fine.
Why? Because you can still dance to this. Like even though we don't have percussion like dun 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 dun, right? It's very easy to dance to keep the dance going here.
You got me hypnotized. Day and night on my mind. Oh yeah, you're so fine. I think I'll let you decide. Just know I'm in it.
Immediately after 4 bars, we are really building right into that kick groove.
You decide, just know I'm in it. No way.
Right?
I'm skipping, cause you got me hypnotized. You got me hypnotized.
Do you hear how we actually emphasize the ambience or the emotions, mostly from those exciter? Opening and reverbing more of them. Listen again.
I'm skipping, cause you got me hypnotized. You got me hypnotized.
So here, you see that actually groove cuts up, like we remove all the low end here, but then we start already bringing the low end before the drop hits. This kind of makes it more emphasized. You're more sure the drop is right here. Oftentimes you will hear this, right? You cut off all the way up and bring it on the drop, but listen to this.
Cause you got me hypnotized. You got me hypnotized. Day and night on my mind. Oh yeah, you're so fine. I think I'll let you decide. Just know.
So what we are doing in the arrangement, again, I think arrangement is important, songwriting is important, and arrangement actually built around the songwriting. So most of the arrangement give itself because how the vocals are built up. Even though I kind of chopped quite a bit from the original, I changed a bit. And we go to the verse. So what we are doing is actually drop, verse, and see how those exciter hats come in to emphasize the change over here. And then we go the second one.
Move around, energy, I'm moving, closing now, feel the heat, it's cruising all around, cruising all around, cruising all around, all around, around.
Immediately back to percussions now.
You got me hypnotized, day and night on my mind. Oh yeah, you're so fine. I think I'll let you decide. Just know.
Why the energy is going up? We have this audio effect chain over here. Actually, I have another video about here. I'm gonna put it here, just about this chain. This chain is kind of a reverb EQ, opening up, reverb getting more and more mixed, and the distortion added more and more. So the mix increasing, the more and more saturated the sound gets. So we have this kind of building up, brighter, distorted, more reverb. It is beautiful. There's a white noise over this one. We have a riser coming in, but most of the energy really comes from this build up. The exciter hat comes in here.
You got me hypnotized. Day and night on my mind. Oh yeah, you're so fine. I think I'll let you decide. Just know I'm in it. No way, I'm skipping. Cause you got me hypnotized. You got me hypnotized. Day and night on my mind. Oh yeah, you're so fine. I think I'll let you decide. Just know I'm in it. No way.
And then we go to the again.
I think I'll let you decide. I think I'll let you decide.
Just a couple of ad-libs, vocal throws, and we are done. Again, songwriting is extremely important when this type of tracks, and your vocals will kind of define how you build your whole arrangement if you are going for this stuff. This is my track together with the Loud. It's coming 12th of September. So if you are watching this video, it's probably tomorrow. And I thought, what is better way to show you about making this style from scratch while kind of showing the track I made. So you know that I'm not just talking the talk, but walking the walk with you. Release the songs, make them, and then make stories about them rather than talking about, so that you get a bit more practical information. If you want to learn more about making professional tracks, I have more videos over here. Take a look.